Hello, I am back. We are here with another dish mat project to help cure all of your winter blues. You guys have absolutely loved, and it makes me so happy, these little baskets I've been making. I have these little fabric baskets. I can link that up here. I also made one of these bigger ones. It doesn't totally have a lot of structure to it, but it's good for holding all of my scissors and my little things that I like to have sitting in front of my sewing machine while I'm working. So this has been a huge hit. I want to kind of combine the two. That one was really big. This one's small and perfect. So now I want to make a dish mat one that is this size. So let's jump right into it. Now, jumping into things, all we are really going to need today is the star of our show, our dish mat. This is actually the rest of the dish mat that I had used for my last video, making my little AirPods cases. And there's plenty left of this that I can keep making things. Of course, you need some rulers and a way to cut things because you want to make it the right size. And then your machine. So you can make this project using either a regular sewing machine, or I'm going to try making this using my serger today. I've had a few people ask me about some more serger-friendly projects, so this is a perfect one that can be done pretty much completely on your serger or completely on a regular sewing machine, and I'll kind of point out what to do differently on each machine along the way. But let's jump right into it. So if we look at what I have left of my dish mat here, this is the raw edge from where we had cut off on our last project. This is kind of that serged edge that comes naturally around it. I want all of my edges to look the same. So what I'm going to do is cut this end up going to be 8 inches this way. I'm going to cut it from this side and then cut both of these edges off so that I can serge around them and make them all look the exact same. So we're going to do 8 inches. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this right on the edge of that serged seam. And then I keep everything. I'm even going to keep this because I can use it again later. I never waste things. Now for this last part, we're going to line up our 8-inch mark with the end of what we just cut off. Then now we've got this much left over that we can set aside for later. So now we've got this 8-inch by 8-inch square. And if you see, it's got raw edges on all 4 sides. So when it comes to finishing these edges, you can either take the serger and just go around all 4 edges, and that'll put that nice serged edge around all of it. Or you can take a regular sewing machine, and they have serge stitches is what they're called, which is kind of like that same triangle shape with the line. Or you can just use a regular zigzag stitch going right over the edge on that side. Whatever will put threads around both sides of this and cover that is exactly what you want. So if you're using that zigzag stitch, I would recommend shortening your stitch length a little bit to help cover as much as that as you can. But no matter what, it's going to look cool. You're going to have a fun little basket at the end. So now I'm just going to go through and start serging these edges. And I am just kind of being careful to watch so that I don't cut off any of this extra, because I already have it cut to size. And then with sergers, you can't really make little pivot turns like you can on a sewing machine. So this, you just kind of go over the edge, and then we'll take our scissors, snip that off, and then just keep working our way around. Now I've gone through, trimmed all my little threads. We're going to throw those away. And if you look here, you can see I've got this nice serge edge around all the sides. The side's a little messed up. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but whatever, it's good enough for me. Now, depending on what kind of dish mat you used, they can have a right side or a wrong side. This one is the same on both sides, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pick a side and use that. The next thing we're going to do, fold this up in half. It doesn't really matter because remember it's an 8-by-inch square. You're going to fold this up, line these 2 edges up, and then we are going to sew down each of these sides. So I'm going to put a clip here to help hold this. So now we're going to go back to the serger, serge down both of those edges. Or if you're using a sewing machine, since these edges are already finished, you can just do a straight stitch down both sides. Now if you're using a thread on a serger that is contrasting, you'll probably want to mess with your tension settings because tensions can be weird once these are thicker, but this is the same color, you can't really tell, so it's good enough for me. And again, we're trying to cut off as little as possible of those edges. So trim that, and then now we've got this little pocket looking thing. All of our edges finished still, looking good. So next, we're just going to take this, kind of open it, push it down this way so that these are together in the middle. And I'm just gonna put some clips on it to help hold it still while we work. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning is you will need some sort of marking tool. Whatever you could see on this, you kind of want it to blend in unless you're planning on stitching over it. So we want this to be 3 inches wide. So half of 3 inches is 1.5 inches, which that 1.5 inch mark will line up with the seam here in the middle. And then I'm just going to use this little highlighter here because I know my pen is just not dark enough. And then I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but I can see it in person. This little line right here, and I will make another one on this side. Now, if you're using a sewing machine, what you can do is stitch down that line we just drew, and then go back with your zigzag or serge stitch, go over it, cover that raw edge. Or with the serger, we'll just line this line up with the mark on our foot so that that ends up being the edge of our serge. And again, you probably can't see it very well on the camera. I know I can see it in person right here where it runs. I'm going to line that up with this edge of the foot. That is the edge of the serge. And then, since the serger has the knife on it, it will cut off this for me. And you'll just go nice and slow, and there we have it at the end. And now for the other side. And if you didn't cut these exactly perfect, or maybe your lines aren't exactly straight, that is okay. Nobody's perfect. So now we'll take these off. We can just press it open like this. And this way it's sitting, since those are all of our seams, it is inside out. So we'll flip it right side out. Oh, look how cute that is. Look how adorable. It's nice and small. I did cut it slightly differently. You can tell it's a little bit of a different shape than my other one. But that is so perfect. I don't know what I should use it for. You guys, how adorable is this itty bitty basket? Oh my god, look at it. I like how it does have a decent amount of structure to it, even though we didn't put anything on it that would give it structure. Now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I have this one here that holds my clips, but maybe I can dump them in there, use this one for something else. Just look how perfect it is. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is a super quick 5-minute project, and I just love it. It's so tiny. It's a dish mat. You can make this for super, super, super cheap. And then, because it only uses like an 8-inch square of your dish mat, you still have a whole bunch of extra that you can use for something else. If you enjoyed this, if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it so much. These are so fun to make. I just love showing you guys all the cool little things I come up with. If you have any other dish mat ideas you want me to try, maybe some other serger projects if you're curious about that. I am not a serger expert. I still struggle with the tensions a lot, but I'm getting the hang of things. I'm learning different projects to make, and I would love to share those with you if you're curious. My social medias are linked down below. If you decide to make one of these, please tag me. I would love to see it. I want to celebrate you. I hope you are staying warm through this winter storm that we have gotten here in the States. It is horrible. I got trapped at work, so that's why I'm a little behind on posting. But if you're stuck at home and don't have to go out, I hope you try something like this. But I will see you next time.